Children, we'll do some NCERT questions. The very first question coming up is, what is Sahib looking for in the garbage dumps? Where is he and where has he come from? Children, I have already told you that Sahib, he was a son of a rag picker. So Sahib is looking for gold in the garbage dumps. The dumps are in his neighborhood. He lives in Simapuri. His native place is Bangladesh, from where his parents came in 1971 as refugees. The next question, what explanations does the author offer for the children not wearing the footwear? What explanation does the author offer for the children not wearing footwear? The author has seen many children in villages as well as cities in India walking barefoot. Barefoot means you're not wearing any of the shoes. Nange pair. Barefoot. The general explanation is that it is not lack of money but a tradition to stay barefoot. The author, however, is not sure. She thinks that in many cases it may be an excuse to explain away a perpetual state of poverty. Maybe they explain that they are living under a drastic conditions of poverty. They are living in a distressed condition. The third question is, children, you will focus on the third question only. Next is the paragraph. I want to drive a car is the second part. The next question, is Sahib happy working at the tea stall? Explain. No, Sahib is not happy working at the tea stall. As a rag picker, he was his own master. He was his own master, but now he's a servant of the tea shop owner. He was not at all happy. Why? Because he was not able to go here and there. He was not able to move here and there. Now the next question coming up is, what makes the city of Firozabad famous? What makes the city of Firozabad famous, children? I told you that the city of Firozabad is famous for its bangles. It is famous for its bangles. It is a center of India's glass blowing industry. Here are families who have spent generations working around furnaces, welding glass and making bangles for all the women of the country. Actually, many of the bangles, they are made mostly we can say normally the bangles are made only in Firozabad. So there are glass blowing industry. The next question mentions the hazards of working in the glass bangles. What happens? What are the side effects? What are the results? In case if the person is working in the glass bangles, then what happens? The hazards of working in the glass industry are many. There are many problems. People have to work in dingy cells without air or light. They have to sit there. They have to sit in a room where there is no air, where there is no light. There are furnaces with high temperature. Furnaces, I have already told you many times. Furnaces is a, you can say, bhatti, a hot gas type. So furnaces होते हैं वहाँ पर और उन्हें वहाँ काम करना पड़ता है. Now next one is, this atmosphere is particularly harmful for the eyes. When they will work in such a condition, so it will be harmful for the eyes. And when they grow up, when they'll gradually grow up, then they have to face this problem of eyesight. It is illegal for the children to work in this industry, but they do not do and consequently lose the brightness of their eyes. But they have to do it. There is no other way out. उनके पास कोई option नहीं है. They have to do it out, but they do and consequently lose the brightness of their eyes. The dust from polishing the glass of bangles. अब क्या होता है, what comes next is when they polish the bangles, when they polish the glass bangles, that dust comes out and that affects the eyes even more badly. That glass particles goes into the eyes. It is harmful in case one is not wearing the glasses. It can harm the eyes also. It goes into the eyes even more badly and often causes blindness, and it leads to blindness. Now next question is, how is Mukesh's attitude to his situation different from that of his family? Children, in case we have discussed some of the questions yesterday, don't note down. I'm giving you the separate answers. I'm giving you the NCERT because NCERT is equivalent. It is also important, so we have to discuss it. In case if you have done, don't note down. And one more thing, I have sent you the activities. I'm sending you the word of the day also. So are you writing down the word of the day? In case if you're not writing the word of the day, please write down the word of the day daily and try to use in your normal language. I'm going with the activities also. Why am I going with the activities? Children, I want to improve your spoken part. This is the extra work I'm doing for you. And nobody from any of the section has appreciated or sent me a word of appreciation. Ma'am, you're working hard for us and we are learning from you. I felt a little bit, maybe chalo, but still, at least a word of the day and activity I'm sending you on my own part so that you can improve your English. Okay. How is Mukesh's attitude to his situation different from that of his family? Mukesh's attitude to his situation is different from his family because he is daring. Actually, his parents, they were not daring. They were under the burden of the money lender. They cannot speak. They have to work in that dingy cells only. But he want to go out. He want to drive a car. While others think that they have no option but to continue in the paternal trade of bangle making. Paternal trade means hierarchy. Means if I am working in that particular industry, my children will also work in that industry only. So parental trade of bangle making. Mukesh is determined to become a motor mechanic. He wants to become a motor mechanic. Thus, he has some vision. He has a dream which others in the family does not, yet do not, sorry, which others in the family do not possess. They do not possess that. He wants ultimately to drive a car. Thus, Mukesh's attitude is different from others in the family. Next question coming up is, what could be some of the reasons for the migration of people from villages to cities? What could be some of the reasons for the migration of people from village to cities, children? See, poverty and unemployment, they are the major reason. In case if the article turns up, I have given you the article also for writing it down related to this chapter only. You can write down that poverty and unemployment are two most important reasons for the migration of people from villages to city. They come from villages to cities because they want employment. They work over there in the industries or in the factories. Many people in the villages do not have enough to survive somehow. They do not have enough money. That is why people travel from as far as Bangladesh to Delhi. Imagine Simapuri in Delhi. They came all the way from Bangladesh to Simapuri in Delhi. Though the life in the slums of Simapuri is very bad, they live in a very distressed condition, but they are able to feed themselves working as rag picker. Working as rag picker. Children, they are working as a rag picker over there, so they can feed their family. They can feed their family. Next one is, next paragraph. The glare of the city life also attracts many villagers. They are able to sell their land at a hefty price and then buy a house in the city. Actually, they are able to sell their houses, and many villagers, the glare of the city life also attracts many villagers. When they come to the city, they see the buildings around, they see the houses around, so they are attracted towards them, and they want one of the house they try to purchase in the city. So the young love the city life for its crowds, activity, and the various types of entertainment which it offers. City offers various type of entertainment which they are unable to find in the villages. Now, next question: would you agree that promises made to the poor children are rarely kept? Why do you think this happens in the incidents narrated in the text? Children, it is really true that the promises made to the poor children are rarely kept. They are not fulfilled. It means rarely kept means they are not fulfilled. बहुत मुश्किल से उनके कोई promises पूरे किए जाते हैं. So in the story, this happens because the author was not really serious when he made the promise to Sahib. He had not imagined that Sahib could really be serious about going to school. Even when he made the promise, the author says he was half joking. So, how can one keep a promise made as a joke? In fact, he never meant to keep the promise. He just asked him, okay, do you want to go to the school? But it was like a joke. It was not the promise to be fulfilled. Now next, what forces conspire? We have done it. I have given you the assignment. In case if you want, you can note down the answer from here. What forces conspire to keep the workers in Bengal industry of Firozabad in poverty? Children, I have given you the assignment. In case if you have not noted down the assignment yourself, you can note down the question number 3. Question number 3 is the assignment, yesterday's assignment. You can note down the answer from here. Next, how in your opinion can Mukesh realize his dream? I am again repeating, listen to the audio carefully. I am again repeating in case we have done the question yesterday. Don't note it down, just read it because the language is different. Maybe in case if you want to write down in your own language, if you find this language easy, you can learn this answer. Mukesh can't realize his dream only if he is determined to do what he wants. It is not impossible to find the work in a garage. Of course, he will have to face the opposition from his family. It was not an easy task for Mukesh because in case if he go to some other industry or any of the garage and all, his parents will revolt. So it was not easy task for Mukesh. He will have to work very hard, at least at the initial stages means in the beginning he had to work very hard because his family, his parental his parents, they were engaged in Bengal industry, so they were working over there. In case if they are working over there, so he had to he had to opt some other field, and in that particular field he had to work very hard. To learn to repair a car, he will have to work as a labor in the garage. Only after years of hard labor, he will become a good motor mechanic and ultimately be able to drive a car. Next, mention the hazards of working in the glass Bengal industry. We have done it earlier also. Just now I have explained you, but in case if you want point wise, that is why I have written. Please don't write down or don't discuss that the questions are repeated. I'm telling you intentionally, I'm repeating the questions. It is point wise. In case if you want to learn point wise, you can learn point wise. Otherwise, you can go over the paragraph also. Yesterday also we have done some of the questions. The language, if you find difficult, you can go with this language. Following are the hazards of working in the glass industry. I have told you that exposure to extreme heat, working in dingy cells which have no light and oxygen, welding of glass damage the eyes, dust are polishing the glass of bangles cause blindness, weak eyesight before adulthood. Before they grew up and उनको नहीं दिखना बंद हो जाता है. Why should child labor be eliminated and how? This is the activity, children, I have given you. I have given you, write an article on child labor. Take the hints from The lesson lost spring. You can write down, and this is important also from the examination point of view. Sometimes they correlate and they give you value based question, so you should be able to write down value based question, and you have to take the hints from the lesson only. So you can go with the answer. You can write it down. Child labor should be eliminated. It should be removed for two reasons. First, a child should be sent to school because if he gets no education, there are no chances of his progress in life. So school provides chances for progress, and he will be a burden on his family. In case if he is not able to earn, he will become a burden. Second reason is that he is deprived of the childhood. He is deprived. He is not able to get the facilities which a child gets, which means a time of playing, and enjoying. It is necessary for the health of a child. If, however, in this age they are sent to work, they work in unhealthy condition at low wages. After all, they work not because adults are not available, but because the children are ready to work for very small wages. Actually, the children, they are ready to work for the small wages. They are if the people, they pay less, and the children, they get ready. Their parents send them to work because even a little money is better than no money, because little money is better than no money. So child labor must be eliminated. For this, free education alone is not enough. The poor children should be kept in hostels, and the society should bear all their expenses. Now, children, I have given you this thinking about language. You have to write down the figure of speech. The very first figure of speech is hyperbole. I'll explain you. Hyperbole is a way of speaking or writing that makes something sound a bit better or more exciting than it really is. For example, garbage to them is gold. Children, the sentence